Have you ever noticed that sometimes the harshest voice in your life is your own? The one that says, I'm not good enough, I should be doing better, I don't belong, or everyone else has it figured out except me. That voice can feel so familiar that we don't question it. It becomes background noise we learn to live with. Today, I want to talk about that voice, the inner critique. Why we have it, where it comes from, how it shows up, and most importantly, how can you start softening it? Not by fighting it, but by understanding it. The inner critique is a part of your mind that judges, evaluates, and points out what it believes are flaws or mistakes. For some people, it's a whisper, a subtle pressure to do better. For others, it's loud, harsh, and constant. As a therapist, I've heard so many versions of this voice. I look ugly, I'm not good enough, I'm not a good person, I don't deserve love or happiness, and so on. And here's what's important. The inner critique is not your truth. It's a protective mechanism. It's the brain trying, in a very unhelpful way, to keep you safe by pointing out possible risks, mistakes, or rejection. It often believes that being hard on you will keep you from failing. But instead, it becomes a barrier to growth, confidence, and self-compassion. Most people think that the inner critique just exists. But it doesn't. It's shaped over time. A big part of it forms in childhood. When we're kids, we absorb messages like sponges. Encouragement, criticism, praise, disappointment. If a child is often told they're too much, not enough, or should know better, the child does not question it. Then those messages get internalized. But childhood is not the only source. The inner critique is also shaped by failures and painful experiences, not getting a job, heartbreak, rejection, academic pressure, and so on. Social expectations. Beauty standards, cultural norms, perfectionism, achievement pressure, family roles or dynamics. Being the responsible one, the quiet one, the high achiever, the fixer, unpredictable environments, where being perfect felt like the only way to stay safe or accepted. Over time, the brain starts using criticism as a form of protection. It thinks if I point out everything that could go wrong, maybe you won't get hurt. But that protective voice becomes overly harsh, rigid, and limiting. The inner critique can show up quietly or loudly, often without you realizing it. Here is how. Self-doubt. Questioning your decisions. Is this the right choice? What if I mess up? Appearance or self-criticism. Constantly judging your looks, your body, your abilities, your intelligence. Imposter feelings. Believing your success is luck. Thinking you're faking competence. Feeling like you're not doing good enough no matter what you achieve. Perfectionism, procrastination, and fear of failure. Avoiding opportunities because you feel not ready or not capable. Starting projects and abandoning them. Holding impossibly high expectations of yourself. Relationship patterns. Accepting less than what you deserve because the inner critique says you're too demanding, too emotional, not worthy of more. Self-sabotage. Pulling away from things that actually matter. Convincing yourself that you'll fail before you even try. Emotional effects. Shame, guilt, anxiety, hopelessness. And sometimes it shows up subconsciously. When you repeatedly tell yourself a negative story, your brain starts acting in ways that confirm it, even without you realizing it. So the question is, how do we deal with inner critique? One of the most powerful things you can learn is this. Thoughts can exist without being true. Just because a thought shows up does not mean you need to accept it. Here is what helps. Notice the voice. Become aware when the inner critique is speaking. Label it. This is my inner critique talking. This alone creates distance and reduces its power. Dispute it. Ask yourself, is this actually true? Is this a fact? Or is this something I learned? Would I say something like this to someone I love? The inner critique rarely survives actual evidence. Replace it with compassionate voice. Not fake positivity, but balanced, kind, grounding statements. The way you would speak to a friend who's struggling. Morning affirmations can be helpful too. Starting your day with compassionate reminders shifts the lens you use for the rest of the day. And lastly, you could try inner child work. Often, the inner critique is a younger part of you who learned that perfection, people-pleasing, or overthinking was the only way to feel loved or safe. Speaking to that part with gentleness can be incredibly healing. When you quiet the inner critique, your life doesn't just get better. It becomes more yours. You make decisions based on values, not fear. You take risks that help you grow. You're kinder to yourself. You set healthier boundaries, and you start seeing yourself clearly without constant noise of judgment. So remember, your inner critique is not who you are. It's just a voice, a loud one sometimes, but one you can learn to soften and understand. If this helped you, give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and be well.